I better close this door. Hello, we're live. That's me closing the door. And we are the Effect Podcast. And this is the return of the Coriolis adventure. Mohammed, Neil, when did we last play?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So you've had us, we've been without us a week. That's because I started. That was my first day at my new job at the game shop in Aldershot, and I was knackered. Now, I'm gonna put myself here so that you can all be around me. Yeah. Oh yes.
It's my little
capybaras.
Courtesy of Andy Brick's 3D printer.
And the person who designed the model, who we don't know, but definitely not courtesy of Andy Brick. He didn't have anything to do with it at all. Anyway. Over here is somebody who hasn't adventured since we were last in the in the last book, basically in Mercy of the Icons.
Back in,
John joined us for the last adventure in that. How are you, Havima?
Yes. Well, John is good. Havima's also good. Havima's been off doing a lot of researching and learning about things. He was at the end of Emissary Lost, the Kuan Connection, but he joined for that seance.
section. You were?
Yeah.
In the seance section. Sorry, I forgot about that entirely.
No, that's all right. So Havima's been cozying up to different patrons and spending a lot of time learning about a lot of stuff to do with the Second Horizon in his spare time. Paths have crossed and he's found himself on Oshian and Yaqub's ship on the journey to wherever it is we're going again.
Well, he hasn't found himself there yet. Don't spoil the story. We're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
We're not there yet because I'm just about to blow Oshian and Yaqub up, but they don't know it. Don't tell them.
Okay.
No. And over here.
That's changed, isn't it, though, Matt? I mean, you're about to kill us in every single scenario until we do something slightly
we have
unexpected.
Neil, who we saw more recently. Now, Neil, I'm not going to talk to you, and I'm not going to ask you to talk back because you're having a bit of difficulty with your signal at the moment. But if it improves and you can hear us more than every other word, then do give us a shout, and we will do that. But everybody remembers what Neil and Zaki were doing 2 weeks ago, I'm sure. So we don't need to go into that, other than to say that they are on their way to Oedicon, where something they heard about is apparently available. Maybe let's point up there now. Hey, up there. To Mohammed, and maybe Hamid, you can fill in for Neil and explain a little bit about what you discovered in your last adventure.
Yeah, we witnessed a strange cult, maybe a Nazareem sacrifice. Mm-hmm. They were preparing to do a riot on City of the Pilgrims and on Daburan, but we managed
the Lotus City.
The Lotus City, yeah, and we managed to stop the riot, but we failed the mission to save the kids of a rich merchant there.
Mm-hmm.
But we discovered and we listened to during the speech of the leader of the cult that there is a weapon that will give them victory. The weapon is on Oedicon. So based on the order of the pariah and the order of the cold flame, I was instructed to go and investigate there. And Ghazi is tagging along with us also. I promised him that I will try to compensate him of the the horn that he lost on the mission that he lost there. Yeah.
Excellent, jolly good. So yeah, you're on your way to Oedicon. The Order of the Cold Flame have paid for passage, and you are currently waiting at Awaz portal station for the boat or the ship to take you the last two jumps through to Oedicon, where by pure coincidence, Havima, you are also waiting. You're all handed around a kind of an Akbar who is dealing with landing gates and things like that. And while he's busy with other people, because there's lots of transfer around here, there's Awaz is one of the few systems that have got 3 portals gates. So there's a lot of it's quite the junction. You're listening to the news or watching the news on the television or the bulletin, I should say. And something comes up which connects actually Havima. Havima, you don't know Ghazi or Zaki. They're just hanging around waiting for the shit with you, but all 3 of you are here when the bulletin strikes up and says, this is a recording, but it's a recording of live reporting that was happening in Coriolis. Reporting live from the Palace of the Council in the Spire for this momentous occasion, over to you, Mahadia Alana. Mahadia Alana is an older woman, you can see on the screen now, dressed in a strict but lavishly embroidered dress and wearing Zenithian makeup. She appears smiling on a wide marble staircase surrounded by camera drones. Thank you, Jabal. Coming to you from the eye of the storm, we've just received word that the council has made a breakthrough in the negotiations. Governor Dargossian has declined to comment on the matter, but we have council member Yohar Quasar here with a statement. The drones refocus on a group of council members at the top of the stairs outside the palace gates. Stepping up to an elevated lectern, the Zenithian diplomat addresses the cameras. After arduous negotiations, we have arrived at a solution and presented it to the popular assembly. Thanks to mediator Anna Din Usidia, who has just arrived from Sadal, the decision was a difficult one, but we must stand together. The voice of the people ultimately led the way. The situation is dire throughout the horizon, both economically and politically. And today, the so-called Humanite Act was passed with a clear majority. Drawing on the Messina laws of Coriolis Cycle 5, this new legislation allows the council to impose mandatory civil conscription on all humanites originally created for levied labor. And the camera cuts away to other news there. But this is a debate that you heard something about, Havima, so it sparked your interest. Basically, the 5 sorts of humanite, Kran from Marfik, Teal humanites from Erai, and Jaron humanites from Kua. And also Zingur and the Nerid peoples from, I can just tell you where that is, Lubao and Sadal are now effectively slaves. They've lost all their freedoms of self-operation. You know, the nomads are distinctly unhappy with this, but they don't have a place on the council, so there's nothing they can do. Yes, it's been a big debate. The reference to the the Messina laws of Coriolis Cycle 5 is at least 3 of those 5 tribes of humanite were conscripted to actually convert the Zenith spaceship into the space station Coriolis. So effectively, they're using that as their justification. And then the Akbar says, right, okay, you are at Dock 52. It's the other side of the station. And you realize he's speaking to all 3 of you. That is to say, both of you, Zaki and Havima, and also Ghazi, who has just disappeared off my screens.
Yes, I think the connection was too bad, and I think we'll have to carry on without Neil, but Ghazi will be
following along quietly behind you, doing everything that Zaki and you do.
I'm sure Ghazi will be very helpful, very helpful for us.
I'm not rolling any dice for him.
No, just giving us dice of help. That's
oh,
that's
maybe. Except I
all.
don't have his character sheet, so I don't know what skills he's got. So
Neil, if you're still watching, mate, send us your character sheet so we can do this.
Okay, so Zaki, anyway, he's following you. You realize that this other very fancy gentleman with a lustrous beard, very well dressed, is also going down the same path to the docking bay 61, where
it was 52
you were
a minute ago.
It's meant to be 61.
And obviously, it should be docking bay 94. Obviously,
Why 94?
because that's where the Millennium Falcon was on Mos Eisley.
Oh, right.
Obviously,
I don't really think that Mos Eisley had 94 docking bays. It's
Also,
quite a small hive of scum and villainy. And if you look at those those buildings that it was
it
in,
goes 1, 2, 3, 94.
yeah.
Dave, really, are you equating your ship to the Millennium Falcon?
My ship's nowhere close to the Millennium Falcon.
Well, there we go.
Your ship is the Najira, isn't it?
Yes,
Najara,
or Najara.
which I think you both recognize as you turn a corner and see Dock 61. You both recognize that. You may have very distinct memories of it. Because for one of you, it was your flight between Kua and Coriolis, Havima. For the other one, it was
a flight also, but to the stairs. Okay.
Presumably, when we took on these commissions for passengers, we had the names on the manifest.
I don't think you did. No, you just had passengers. No,
any old passenger.
Yeah.
So
No.
3 of them. They were booked by the factions. That names weren't given.
Yeah, exactly.
Just bums on seats.
You have your faction, Havima, have sponsored you to the cost of 15,000 birr for this flight. Zaki and Ghazi also pay 15,000, but for 2 berths.
Sorry.
Are they sharing a berth then?
Not sure who agreed to that, frankly.
It's a negotiated rate. I followed the rules. I rolled the dice.
Between whom? Because not between me or Tony and the
Between the GM and some tables.
Yeah,
the GM
exactly.
And the GM. Where's my player agency gone, Matt, in this game?
You don't have any player agency. You got to accept this deal and the price it's charged at. Player agency. What sort of game do you call this?
Okay. So I guess we recognise everybody there. The cargo bay doors will be open. to welcome our passengers aboard.
Oh no! I'm not getting into that. No. Of all the ships in the third horizon, I walked into yours. No.
Oh yes. So yeah. Do you want to have words with your ex crewmates, Zaki?
No.
So,
No.
can I remember how do we leave things with Ghazi? Did we depart on good terms? Okay, it was so long ago now. Just checking.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I think we
sure
did,
we
didn't
did. It was only Zaki who
Yes.
ended up being collateral damage when we were killing off Nicholas's character, because he was the one who was screwing everything up for us.
Yeah, although I think we slightly suspected all of them being involved.
We did, didn't we?
Which is why we dropped them all out of the cargo bay doors.
Yeah.
Ghazi.
Yeah, I'm going to need a bit of loving to accept Zaki back on my ship without a level of security around him. Because you're right, we had suspected that they might all have been in on it together, and as a character, I don't know that you weren't. So when I see Zaki, I'm drawing my gun and I'm pointing it at him.
It's the Millennium Falcon all over again.
You were the one who pulling a gun on me. I saved you. I stopped the turrets from firing at your precious ship.
You were what was Nicholas's character's name? Can you remember?
Ghazi.
Oh God.
Oh no, Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Neil.
I don't remember.
But anyway, yeah, you work with that other guy who was supposedly working for us, but clearly was being paid by someone else and working against what we wanted to achieve there, and went against our explicit instructions. And you were working with him, Zaki. So
I didn't know the explicit instructions. We were there together, and you saw it. We didn't do anything. I just follow what you were doing. I thought was your plan. Nobody shared the plan with me.
So, if I remember rightly, sorry, just again as a player, I think at the end of that scenario, I did do or Tony did a data hack for us and saw that those turrets were disabled by Zaki.
Yes.
Actually,
as Zaki is speaking, I'm going to just sit and watch him for a minute and just try and judge whether I think
his character. Does that cost a darkness point?
Yeah, I think it does. Yes.
I think we need to,
because what I have 2 pools of darkness points here. I have the profligate darkness points of Oshian and Yaqub, and you've got currently, I've just added one to that one, so there's 9 in there. I've also got the far more restrained darkness points of Zaki and there are 7 there. So I'm just wondering.
Much more restrained, though. I mean, come on.
Between the two of them.
It did all turn to crap in the last scene of the last adventure. Up until then, they had about 4, but then they were praying to everybody. So anyway, so now I've got an enormous pile of more than I can count.
You can't just
16.
add those piles together.
I just have.
You can't do that. It's an outrage.
So there we go. I seem to remember you wanted them to have a separate pool, but now we're in the same adventure. Those 2 pools have to be pooled, don't they? Havima's laughing here because he hasn't acquired any darkness points, but these darkness points can affect you too.
They can
John.
still be used against you. Yeah,
mine is now the empty dice tray.
So as I'm standing there, I'm not holding my gun pointing it at Zaki. I'm just holding it in readiness just in case. As I begin to kind of remember what happened and listening to what Yaqub was saying, and then obviously as Havima's there, just go, "Oh hey Havima, usual birth."
So I will look at Oshian and say, yeah, Zaki does. Yeah, I believe he's telling the truth. I don't think he was in on that with whatever that other guy whose name we've forgotten was.
We did see that you had done something to those turrets, and those turrets didn't fire as we were escaping.
Yeah. That's the only thing I did right the whole mission.
Oh yeah, you're wanted, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you were spotted, weren't you?
You're a wanted
But-
man. Have you got their death sentence on 10 systems?
So you still wanted, Zaki? Is that still, or have you resolved that particular issue?
Maybe it's a test of fate, but when you dropped me from the ship, I was saved somehow because I joined the Order of the Cold Flame and nobody want to mess with them. So in the end, maybe I can say thank you, but
The Lady of Tears, as I was doing that maneuver, came to me, Zaki, and said, "It's okay. Zaki's life lies along a different path from yours." And so I,
yeah.
okay, then fine.
Yeah, it's what Zaki would have
Right.
to be dropped out of a spaceship.
I guess.
So
Okay, I'm gonna hold my gun down to my side, and I'm gonna step forward and hold my hand out to Zaki, and say, "I'm sorry."
that's very nice to say from you, Ocean. I'm not used to somebody saying sorry, always blaming me, and always hitting me.
Well, you
And I
were
give
the
him a-
place at the wrong
Come
time,
later.
but you know.
And I
So
give him a
Zaki,
hug.
you're giving Oshian a hug. Excellent. Okay. Right. So, I ought to have got the. Oh, let's see if I can quickly get the map up. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
So anyway, Zaki, have you been? How did you survive then dropping out of the
Exactly.
spaceship from a great height?
Yeah. Some say I have 9 lives, but I was going to get killed by the Order of the Cold Flame, and I said I will join you. And because you saved Samish Alim, he kind of vouched for us. So we've joined them, and I've seen some crazy stuff with them. And I don't want to talk about it right now, but we've seen some crazy stuff going on.
You've seen
In,
things
City of
most
Lots.
people
We
wouldn't
wouldn't
believe.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of good quotes in so far. It's not even 9 o'clock. Come on, guys.
I cannot wait for the effect to run Blade Runner case files. That's going to be great.
Excellent. Inspector Shoe's going to be there, I bet you. Because it is, after all, a shared universe with Alien. On this, we are agreed.
Are we? Are we really?
We're not, but it could be.
I've found the map. So I just want to point out where we all are. And I'm just going to make this big. And there we go. So you are currently... Did I say Awaz?
You did say Awaz. Did you mean?
I didn't mean Awaz. I meant Altai.
I thought it was a bit out of our way.
Yeah. So this is where you are at a portal station on Altai. You've got a choice of going via Ordana or Sivas, and then you're going to Zaul, and then you're going to Oedicon. These are restricted areas. Not that anybody's going to stop you going, but they're restricted for your own safety.
And we're going in a ship that's got no armaments whatsoever.
Oh yes, that's another. So yeah, I just wanted to catch you up, Dave, on a thing. So, having been sent off by your paymasters to discover this weapon, which you've also heard about, although you and Zaki have not yet shared your knowledge on this, did you tell your sister, Dave? I mean, not your sister, Dave. I mean, Dave, not your sister. I mean, Oshian. Did you tell your sister?
Yes.
Right.
I briefed Isabelita on everything. I'm being 100% open and honest with her and Alarm's Temple, as I assume that she is.
Excellent. Were you
What
all going
is-
to... Sorry.
What is Alarm's Temple? Their relationship with the Cold Flame? Do we know?
No, you don't know. Alarms Temple are quite a secretive organization. They are friends to everybody. I think we can say that, can't we?
Yeah.
I mean, they train the Judicators, so they're obviously friends with the Zenithians. They're all about peace, Alarms Temple. They don't do any murdering people at all.
The equivalent of the Third Horizons Police and Criminal Evidence Act was written by Alarm's Temple. So in terms of treating criminals and suspects and interrogation techniques and all the rest of it, it was their guidance and guidelines that led to the way it's been handled by the adjudicators and others. Outlawing things like torture, for example.
Excellent.
But,
Good for them.
But yes, I don't know whether they have a particular opinion of the cold flame, except I think probably the cold flame do torture people. I don't know, Zaki, can you share any evidence in that regard?
Yep. I've been. They tortured me a little bit at the start to make
Only
sure
a little
that,
bit, because you already said, "Tell you what, I'll join you. I'll be on your side."
What do you say?
yeah.
So which way are you going? Are you going via Sivas or Ordana?
What's the political situation in both of them at the moment?
Well, you've been in Ordana, so I'll leave it up to you to tell me what the political situation is there. Sivas,
Ordana's all right, yeah. So we've been backwards and forwards to Ordana quite a lot, actually, haven't we?
yes.
Yeah. I suspect then Ordana is probably the way to go because we've done it a few times. If somebody notices again, we're just traders coming through backwards and forwards.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we don't know anything about what's going on at Sivas, do we? So that's probably
that's-
the sensible option.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, Matthew, sorry, before you go, Matthew, we were talking about having no weapons on the ship, and you went,
yes.
kind of implying that whilst we were away, somebody put some weapons on my ship.
No, not at all.
There's a bomb on the ship that you don't know about.
So if you had given up on the yeah, I'll give you the coded message that you get back from your sister. Actually, she is very concerned that you're going there unarmed, and she says that had you told her earlier, she would have fitted the ship with an antimatter torpedo. She says I basically told her at the earliest opportunity, I guess.
Yeah, but
you've only just had these orders to go here from. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you had taken her to the caves on Ordana rather than the Astaban, she would have given you. And she had discovered the information you've got. She would say, as she's saying now, if you find this weapon, destroy it. But she would also have given you the means to do so with an antimatter torpedo.
Right, okay. So presumably she's told that to me and Yaqub, and the other characters don't know that information.
Well, she's told that to you.
Yeah, well, I'll tell that to Yaqub.
Okay.
But if the other characters coming along with this are desperate to keep it safe or grab it for themselves, they don't know that we are.
They don't know that you're going to destroy it.
That we're thinking about destroying it.
I'm presumably our orders.
Okay, Havima, have you got that?
Our orders from the Astaban are to retrieve this weapon.
Sorry, the
Well,
orders of the Astaban, I believe, are to retrieve it. What did I say in the chat?
No, it is to retrieve it. Yep, and return it to the Astaban.
Excellent.
Yep.
Is there anything that Isabelita can arrange, and we could perhaps sort of reason through our friend in every port that we have something waiting for us on a refit at Ordana?
No.
I love the way Matt not only takes away my agency, but just really listens to my ideas.
Yeah, but no. You're going to have to find a way of destroying the weapon.
I'm more interested in having something that keeps us alive to get there rather than destroying the weapon when we get there.
How much money have you got? You haven't got enough, have you?
Unlikely to buy. I've got quite a lot actually at the moment, but enough to buy anything.
If the Astaban are sent, we're basically on the surface being sent in by the Astaban.
Yeah.
Can they not, stump up for some sort of defensive or offensive capabilities? Because they'll know how dangerous it is in there. They'll be going in what is effectively a cargo ship.
Yeah, no, that's why they're sending you.
Or because they want us to die.
To have us destroyed before we even get to Olicon. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Well, armed ships can be aggressive maneuvers.
Yeah, but how about just some defensive stuff?
Yeah, sorry, no, they sent you off to investigate this weapon. There is also the fact that they're no longer entirely trusting of you. Bear that in mind.
So, Yaqub, how about we make a run for Menkar and start a business over there as farmers? Because otherwise, I'm not
You'll
sure
be in breach of a 30,000 birr contract then.
30,000.
15,000
Okay.
birrs for delivering these passengers to Masahir station.
Well, you know, if they're in the cargo bay during flight and the cargo bay doors open, then you know who would know.
Okay. Yes, I am.
Why the hell would I be in the cargo bay? Do you know who I am?
Yes, you're my passenger, Havima. I know who you are.
Okay.
Right. So, yeah. So, which route are you taking? You're going via
Ordana, I think.
Ordana. Okay. So, first of all, I need you to decide how you're going to jump.
Well, with the experience from my last game, I took another point in piloting. So I'm slightly better at piloting than I was. Are there any convoys that we can join to?
There's a relatively regular convoy. Let's just see how far that is off. There's potentially a convoy jump in 10 hours.
That sounds reasonable.
Okay, yep.
I'm going to pray to the gambler in the chapel whilst we're waiting to join this convoy,
Okay.
which gives me a reroll on piloting. Or bonus on piloting.
Very well. So there's 10 hours to wait. Is anybody else doing anything?
Yeah, I will also go ahead, John.
I think Havima will also do some praying, but will likely be praying more for praying to the dancer for general agility and dexterity on what they're about to endeavor for, that he might be able to make it through an airlock before it closes and the ship doors open up to the cold, hard back of space. Apparently, it's this inkling in the back of his head.
Well, I think Oshian and Havima, we had a really good relationship, didn't we?
We do.
Yeah, I
we
think
do.
so.
Yeah. So
Havima got along quite well with you guys.
Yeah, Havima did get
Yeah.
broken quite a lot in your adventure with
That was
in the last
was
book.
ridiculous.
there was quite a lot of fighting going on. There was
John the player has subsequently learned a couple of things. One, that he was doing the materia shield wrong.
Okay.
Oh, really? How were you doing it wrong?
It was supposed to be a normal action to maintain every round. I was not using that part of the action economy at the time.
Oh, right.
We
Oh,
just
crikey,
kind of
that
had
makes
it up. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it quite
makes it
hard.
huge. Yeah, it makes a huge thing. It means I could only do a fast action when the materia shield is up. So who knows? I mean, it's still there on the character sheet, so it may have been a dud purchase. We'll see. We shall see.
So,
Anyway, yes. Praying to the dancer in the temple.
Okay.
as part of the just to tell you, as part of the convoy, it'll cost 2,000 to make the portal jump.
Yeah,
I think that's fine.
I will play for the messenger.
You will pray for who, Zaki?
The messenger.
The messenger. Excellent, of course.
I will pray to the merchant.
Jolly good.
Is this in the station chapel?
No, you're in space. Now you've left the station.
We have a chapel.
There is a
aboard the
chapel
ship.
on the.
Chapel on the ship. Cool.
You don't have any
Chapel is-
guns, but you do have a chapel.
The chapel is beautifully placed in the arboretum at the rear end of the vessel, with
I
beautiful big windows looking into the fabulous darkness of space.
I remember it was described beautifully.
Yeah.
Praying
for Hemi. What bonus does praying for Hemi gives?
There's no bonus for Hammy, but Hammy is there in the arboretum, munching slowly on apples. Or the thing you can't quite work out is how Hammy manages to get an apple on his head for those comedy capybara pictures that
He's
so
well
many of.
trained.
But yes, he's there, and you make those prayers. The three of you passengers unpack your belongings and settle into your bunks and things like that, and then it is time to go. And I don't think you need to make a piloting roll when you're doing it in
When you pay for it as part of the convoy.
in part of the convoy.
Yep.
So, you whisked through a carefully calculated portal jump with minimal risk. Can I get Oshian? Can you roll a d6, please?
Just 1d6.
Just 1d6.
Okay, I've rolled a 4.
A 4. Okay. Give me a moment. I've lost my chart. Can I also get you then
Me again.
to roll a d6?
Okay. This time I get a 6.
Okay. When you wake up from your
Stasis.
from stasis, you're all going about the ship. Everything's perfectly normal, but you're realizing there's a bit of a stink on the ship, and nobody can quite define where it is.
What kind of stink?
Kind of rotten smelling.
Can we do an observation or science to try and identify and track down its source?
Yeah. Do I want to try an observation roll then?
Yeah.
Can I assist?
Well, if the crew ask you to help, then I think you can.
Okay, I get 7 dice for observation starting with.
I'll get like 6 to start. So do you want to go for it then?
And do I get a die of help from each of the 3 of them?
Have you got observation, John?
Yes. Right,
So
let me
you
double-check.
you
That
order
was
everybody
very
to
well, yes.
kind of spread out over the ship and work out where this smell's coming from.
Right. Okay. Oh, hang on. Do you want to guess how many successes I got?
0.
Big fat 0.
Nil point.
Do I want to bother pushing that? How does it just sound like, either Hammy's had a shit in the wrong place or the food recycling
You
is not
you have
working
to
properly?
sometimes scoop up Hammy's scraps and put them on the fertilizer in the
away.
arboretum, so you know what that smells like. That is a good, fresh, manure-y smell. This is rotten and old.
All right, I
and-
will push that then. Take a darkness point, Matt.
Thank you. God, hear me.
Okay, and I get a grand total of 4 1s and 1 6.
Oh,
I got A6 anyway.
Okay. You realise that the trash compactor is broken.
Is that it?
Yes.
I gave you a darkness point for a broken trash
that.
compactor. Can I fix
Yes,
the broken
but
trash
the
compactor?
trash
Well-
compactor is filled with a princess.
Wookiees.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Wookiee, a princess, a smuggler, and a
No.
farm boy.
I think you can fix it. You've got a workshop, haven't you?
Almost certainly, yeah. Where's my ship gone? We have a workshop, yeah, at a service station. So
Yeah. Then
Definitely do that.
it's easily fixed. Whatever bonuses they give to your technology role.
I mean, you're making me roll for that.
Well, yeah, because it'll be a laugh if you fail.
I have technology if you want some assist.
Yeah, I'll gladly have that. Thank you. I have 6 in technology.
I have 7 in technology.
Did you want to do that for a second? I'll help you.
It's your own ship. I cannot.
Okay, all right, fair enough. If you break my shit, I'll
Suddenly, Zaki's worried that he's going to fail the roll.
Yeah, okay. Fair
Get
enough.
kicked out of the airlock as a result. Come on, we thought we put that behind us, Zaki. We're not going to kick you out of an airlock.
At least there was air on Kamaruk.
Okay, I got 1 success with my 8 dice.
Right. Okay. Well, you fix it. You fix it fine, but you are covered in rotten food, and you'll need to take a shower or whatever goes wrong.
I will do that then.
Right.
Do you have
But, is there anything you want to do as you skim through Oedicon? Not Oedicon, the other one.
Ordana.
Ordana.
Can I just clarify? It's been a while. So we prayed before we left.
Yeah.
That prayer now. will
That's good
carry
for the
forward-
session until you choose to pray again somewhere else.
Okay. Cool.
But you can at any point say, "All right, okay, situation's changed. We all need to be doing ranged combat."
A different prayer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
I will want to service the ship before we go to Oedicon, but we can probably do that in Zhao, actually.
In Zhao, can we?
Zhao is
Or is that a dangerous place?
it is in the designated dangerous area, so we might be able to
We
do
would
it
have to
here.
do it here.
Let me do it
before-
here. Let me do it here then, because I won't get a chance to do it, I guess.
Okay, on Ordana itself at the
Well,
spaceport.
If they've got some decent facilities, or I can use the service station on board the ship to do it without having to dock.
Ah, right. Okay. How do you passengers feel about this? Is there a sense of urgency you have that you think we shouldn't wait until then? Although you actually, given this this pile of trash actually smells like a pile of trash,
Although
or has
actually,
been.
the quality we gave the ship when we created it as a main-carrier vessel, her speed is reduced, but maintenance frequency is doubled and the cost is halved. So I don't need to do maintenance as often as normal. So assuming we did maintenance before we went to Ordana, we're probably okay.
Okay.
Wait, did you not just say that something was doubled, but the cost was halved?
The frequency is doubled. So instead of 4 weeks, it'll be 8 weeks.
Oh,
Not 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, not
Which
halved. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the cost is halved, and how often I have to do it is doubled.
The interval is doubled.
Yeah, the interval is doubled. Yeah,
Okay.
And it's not weeks, it's novenas.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yes.
I've been reading these old books, and they use weeks and months. So just
Yeah, I know they do. They do it all the time.
Let's go then, shall we?
Right. Very well. Okay. Now, it is more difficult to get a flotilla to
Zhao.
Jal. So you're either going to pay the whole rate or what have I done with the bloody iPad? There we go. You're either going to pay the whole rate or risk a unnavigated jump.
Well, you can make your own calculations. can't
It won't be an unnavigated jump because we'll do
Well,
it
yeah,
ourselves.
a manually navigated jump.
we don't want to pay the whole lot, do we? So
We'll have to do our own calculations to jump to Oticon anyway, I suspect.
yeah.
So if it's going to go wrong, let's go wrong before we even get there. Yeah, I'm up for doing the calculations and the piloting. But I think you do the calculations, don't you, Tony?
Well, the calculations is science, isn't it?
Science,
is that right?
isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just calling up the rules. It's taking me a bit of time because I can never remember this.
Okay. Solo jump. The broke skipper's last resort is to have the ship's crew itself make all the calculations. This takes 4 hours and requires a successful science test. Each extra 6 reduces the time by an hour. The jump itself requires a pilot test at -1.
Okay, science test. Off we go.
So the science test is simply about making it quicker. It's not about helping the actual jump.
No,
So it implies
but I guess if you manage to do 5 successes, then I'd give you. I wouldn't give you the -1.
Yeah.
So I get 6 dice of science. Anyone else got any science? Want to help?
No.
Nil fois.
Okay. You get.
Hang on. Before you wait. Pray to the relevant thing, relevant icon for science, Tone. Because at least you then get the bonus dice when you have to reroll.
On the reroll. Good point.
You're going to ask me what the relevant icon is for science now, aren't you?
It's the messenger.
Messenger.
And you can also do it in the chapel, obviously.
Yeah. So then I get 2 extra dice on my inevitable reroll.
There is Oshian pushing Yaqub into the chapel.
Pray for God's
Don't
sake.
mutter your prayers out here by the science desk. Do it in the
Icon's
chapel.
sake, Dave.
I'm
Icon's
going into the
sake.
chapel and I'm praying to the
We've got
messenger.
a chapel specifically for this. Don't do it.
Then
on your
I'm
breakfast.
coming back out and I'm making the calculations and I'm taking those 2 extra dice and I'm rolling them along with all the others.
Come on,
And there we go. Now I have 4 successes.
4 successes. Right.
You get a
I'm going to
bonus
give you
point
that
for the
-1. I'm going to take that -1 off. You can do a pilot or you use your pilot skill.
Okay, excellent.
Because it's got to take at least an hour, hasn't it? You can't go, oh, the number is this.
Yeah, just go there. It'll be fine.
So with prayer and sacrifice, I get a +1, and with the chapel on board, I get +1 as well.
Yeah.
And is anybody else a pilot?
Well, I am. I did take a bit of piloting a couple of
You wanna
sessions ago.
help-
I thought it would be useful. Yes.
Okay, so that gives me a few dice.
Thinking you couldn't be much worse than Dave.
Well, thinking,
Oshian.
if Oshian at any point is down
I wasn't
and
great
we
at
do make a
piloting.
quick exit,
Yeah.
at least be having some piloting skill is likely
Would
to come in
be-
handy
yeah.
at some point.
Okay.
So I have been doing a bit of learning on the piloting department.
I got 2 successes on that roll, Matthew.
Okay. So you make that jump.
Cool.
And
we should do this all the
Zal.
time, Yaqub.
Yeah, it's fine. Then what the fuss is about.
Exactly. What we should do is charge other ships 2,000
Do their calculations for them.
to come with us on our convoy. We get like 50 of them, and we could retire. Save all this running around getting murdered, lark. You know.
I think the calculations are more complex for multiple ships. Just before you.
Says Matthew, making it up off the top of his head. Stop us doing exactly that.
Right, can I get you to roll a D6 again in Zal?
Does somebody else want to roll it this time? Zaki, you roll it. Go
No.
on. Throughout the ship, and I can blame Zaki for it.
Oh, sorry, no, D66 this is.
Okay. D6, two dice, two D6 dice, right? Okay.
Yep. Read one as tens.
43.
43. Okay. You are hailed as you're traveling to the portal station by a research vessel.
This is your department, Yaqub. Or Havima, whoever's best at talking.
Yeah, how's your manipulation, Havima?
8 dice in total.
Well, that's quite a bit better than me.
Mm.
Do you want to have a chat? Well, I'll open
Sure.
the comms. Say, and accept the hail.
And you are introduced to somebody whose name I'm going to roll up randomly.
An important plot part of the scenario then. not a totally random encounter on the way. Okay.
It's a death knight.
Yeah.
Lubna Akale. Yes, it's a death knight. And she says, I wonder if you could offer assistance. We have had a major failure of our drive engines, and we are trying to get to Oedicon. This is uncharted and dangerous space. And I just wonder whether you have an engineer on board. There was an explosion that killed our engineer.
Are these just outside the portal? So this is kind of...
No, this is... So generally the portals are an astronomical unit away. So it takes a day to travel. So it's between the
Around
portals.
the sun. Yeah.
Not just on the
star.
other side.
My spidey sense is tingling, and I'm going to look at Yaqub and Oshian, and I'm going to be like, "This is a trap."
Do we have visual comms with this person, or is it just a voice?
Can we spot their location? Are they kind of ahead of us?
I was kind of thinking, do we, have we got a video link with them, or is it just voice?
It's only an astronomical unit away, which I can't remember. Does that? What is it? How far does light travel in an astronomical unit?
8 minutes.
Yes, eight light minutes.
8 minutes. So, these are likely to be recorded and then sent. So you're not seeing live video, but yes, she is showing you video. And she does seem to have a sweaty brow from trying to...
Just watching this video, can I use the judge of character to see if...
For a darkness point.
For a darkness point.
Do we really care? Aren't there greater things afoot here than the mobility of one ship? They don't appear to be out of life support. The next ship along could help them. We do have particular business that might be relevant to the well-being of the Third Horizon going on.
And there are, I just want to point out, 17 darkness points in my pool.
And so this is a research vessel. Is it just like one of those researchers you find down the shops who just want to ask you about your preferences for stuff?
No.
In which case, I think,
Can I take a moment to tell you about our Lord and Savior, the Beast?
Yes.
Havima definitely thinks this is a trap, and it's probably at least one Corsair ship, so we need to be careful and possibly running silent.
Are there other ships around, Matt? Or are we kind of on our own?
Make a datagen roll, somebody.
It's not me.
Break the scanners.
Me? I've got a recall.
Not me, sorry.
I have 8 in data gym.
Ooh, else. John, have a look then. I have 7, so yeah, I'll help. You have a look, Zaki. I'll help.
Don't
Yeah.
those knobs on the panel are a bit loose, so don't break them, Zaki. Okay.
You
Sorry.
do it, Zaki, but don't break it.
Okay, so so 9 dice. Okay, that's a lot of dice. 2 successes.
2 successes.
Yep.
You are picking up a faint shadow of a signal. It does look like there is another vessel nearby, powered down, not hot as it were. It's not cloaked. There's nothing like cloaking technology here, but it is doing the best it can to not
being
appear on
seen.
people's scanners.
Okay. I think Havima's pricking thumbs have proven to be accurate here. Are we heading towards them at this moment, or are we heading parallel?
Yeah,
to them,
you're
or-
kind of heading towards them. Yeah.
Are they in my range of data gen that I can check their manifest or logs or the ship itself?
Can you set
that
the reactors
would be-
to overload?
We're getting
let's just
into
kill them.
Starship combat here, so I've never done Starship combat in all the time that we've been playing. But that would effectively be an attack. I could
Have you got
Probably
any
don't want to do
data
that 'cause
rings
we
to
have-
hand?
Got
Um,
any weapons, have we? So.
We don't want to provoke them. Can we just change course and head an alternative route to the
The
other?
long way around.
Yeah.
The other way around the star.
It's only going to be a few more hours. I'm
yes,
beginning to
I guess
feel
you
the
can.
lack of weaponry now, actually.
Okay.
I'm only doing this because you haven't got the gun. I thought all this time you've been wandering around space without any guns. And
Because
it's
it wasn't a combat character.
yeah, I know.
You made
I
Matthew,
say
you
without
made
any
me.
gun.
You made me a combat character. I wasn't one. You've turned me into this beast.
Yeah, that time when you shot that reporter early on in this campaign.
No, she shot me. I didn't shoot her.
She shot
Ocean.
at you. She missed.
No,
Ocean shot first.
I had no gun. I had no gun at that time. Zaki.
Did have a gun, didn't you? I think.
You
Okay.
realise I'm sat in the pilot seat, armed to the teeth. Zaki, you realise?
Make a pilot roll, Dave.
Okay.
I can help if you want.
Yep. Thank you. Okay, that's 2 successes.
Fine. Yes. So it does take a bit longer. So it's kind of 2 days travel to get to the next portal station. But no, you're fast, aren't you? Isn't that what you're about?
Speed of 1. I'm not fast.
Oh, speed of 1.
We're
Right,
slow.
okay.
We're just very reliable.
Okay. Yeah. It takes you twice as long to go round the other way.
I think I
But,
might flog this ship and get another one. It's
They
shit after all.
you see, as you're watching on the monitors, you see the other one spark up again and turn its life support back on and become more visible in the space.
And look grumpy.
Well, it doesn't look particularly grumpy because you're that far away, but you can imagine them being grumpy on board that you hadn't fallen for the chat. And you arrive.
Hang on, is there a portal station at the portal from Ordana? 'Cause if there is,
Yes.
I want to report this.
Right.
A portal station at Zhao.
Zhao.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
on this side of obviously the
On
Ordana.
this side, on the Oedicon side of. So which? Sorry,
we've
which
come,
one?
hang on. We've come to Zao from Ordana.
Yes.
Yeah. Presumably, there's a portal station near that portal that we came out of.
Yes.
Is it a
Okay,
station
that's
per
the-
portal, or is it a station per system?
Per orbit. Whatever. If
Oh,
there's a
that's a
portal,
good point. Anyway,
if
there's
there's
a
a portal
portal
station here, I want to report this incident to them as an attempted piracy.
Okay. Who wants to make the manipulation roll on that report?
I could do that.
Havima, do you want to call that in? Oh,
I may well be reporting this to a bunch of crooks, but hey,
Yeah, probably. But
yeah, they're like in on the whole thing.
yeah.
by the way, the people that you've got out here did a rubbish job.
Yeah, they're shit pirates. You should get some better ones.
Oh, I dropped one. I'm going to re-roll. I got 3 successes.
Okay.
Pleased with that.
Your prediction as to the reaction of these guys is almost entirely correct. These are Foundation mathematicians on the ship, but the people you're on the portal station who do the calculations. But the people who run this portal station, you think are pretty damn corrupt.
They make the hut look good.
Oh, no, they're not Jabba the Hutt types, but they're definitely advising the Corsairs in this system of the really fat and unprotected ships.
They're getting their kickbacks.
And their reaction to you can almost, for your critical success, you can almost see them smirking as they note down the details and tell you that they will get local law enforcement onto that just as soon as they can catch the suspected people. But yeah, so the report's gone in, but you're not sure it's going to go very far.
That's fine.
So they say, did you want a calculation for the next jump?
Nah,
I think we're good, thanks.
I think we're good.
Are you sure? It would only cost 9,000 burr.
Yeah, okay, right. I'd rather die in the darkness of space than pay 9,000 burr for a bloody portal jump.
I mean, Havima's going, guys, come on.
Look, with Havima, we're the crew of the ship. We've got this, mate. Don't worry. We've done one already, and we sailed through it without a problem.
Right. One more.
Icons have mercy.
Hey,
Icons have
Havima, if you
mercy.
want to stump up the 9,000, that's fine. We'll do it your way. But I'm not paying 9,000 out of the Najara's funds for this.
Havima's probably got a line of credit.
Let's start making use of it then. That's what plastic's all about, isn't it?
Now you're paying 15,000. I think you feel your share of any portal jump fees are included in that.
Oh, okay, good.
Right.
Well, I'm
okay. So, Tony, are you
Yep.
ready to make the calculation?
I get 2 successes. Okay.
That's what you had last time, wasn't it?
Okay. No, you got
4
4 last time. So
Oh,
this is at
special.
-1. It took him 2 hours to do.
Okay. So, hang on. Let me just check one thing that I didn't check last time. No. Okay, so it is. That's 7 dice. Okay. Okay, I've got 1 success on that.
Just
Well,
feels a bit rocky as you're going in.
it's fine.
There's a few flashing lights as the as
Hang
you,
on, aren't we
as
in
you go into
stasis?
stasis. Well, yeah.
Yeah, so nobody actually sees this anyway. The fact that it was a bit of a close run thing, we lost a bit of paint weight. It's neither here nor there to anybody.
No, nobody ever needs to know.
Because we arrived the other side and we're fine.
We're fine. See, Havima, your worries were totally
Unfounded.
right.
But the ship's a different colour.
Yeah, it's a different ship.
What's all this blood doing on the outside of the ship?
What's the blood doing on these interior walls?
Yeah, where is Zaki? Is it on Twitter?
Exactly.
Oh,
Where's Ghazi?
wrong button. Give me a moment. I'm just going to call up a plan to show you.
So we're in Oedicon.
There we
I
go.
think we ought to run as quietly as possible. So whatever I can do to run quietly, Matt, can we just turn everything off?
Okay, let me give you a... No, I'm not going to... I've screwed you around quite enough for one session.
Yes, we've spent a fair chunk of change. I was gonna try and make a joke about silent running, but I've never actually seen the movie. I just know the title of the film.
Have you not seen Silent Running?
I have not seen Silent Running.
You should, John. You should just go now
And watch Silent Running.
Go on, off you go. Off you go.
Yeah. All right.
Right. So as you're approaching Masahir Station,
Where is this station? Right? Is this in?
right?
Is
So
this deep in the system?
the system at Oedicon is kind of slightly weird and not conforming with systems, other systems. In that the planet of Oedicon is an asteroid field. There are 3 other planets now, and this is Masahir Station. And let me put out some facts about Masahir Station for you.
It's a Class 5 space station.
It used to be a big Mirren bulk hauler. In fact, it was one of the first bulk haulers after the Portal Wars that Mirren sent to try and make contact with other systems. And it kind of got lost here for some time, and then got found again. Give me a moment. I'm on the wrong page. There we go. It's on the edge of the ash belt. 7 astronomical units from the portal station Koban. It's the remains of a hauler that was recovered by a clan of Vesti humanites over the years. And over the years, more and more of the ship has been repurposed from freighter to salvage hub. So this bit, hold on, no, I'm pointing at the wrong thing. This bit, can you see this bit here?
Yeah.
That was all once upon a time cargo space, but that's been ripped off, and there's just kind of like the ribs of the vessel there, used to support a kind of you can see as you approach there are ships coming with salvaged vessels, and they're kind of feeding bits and pieces of spacecraft into these different sort of inputs, and then you understand that these bits are kind of directed through this network here to these enormous smelters, and in fact that's what Masahir means in the Mirren, in the local language. It means the smelter, effectively, and bits of vessels that can't be, repurposed and sold as spares and melted down along here. Up here is where you're headed. This is the port of Masahir Station, effectively the docks. Different docking podules there. A lot of them with ships already hanging off them. If you need a service, you go down to these docks here, and the repair service is there. So you're probably looking for permission to dock, I imagine.
So what do we know about this place? What kind of happens here? Are there kind of legitimately visitors and traders that come here, or is it generally kind of off limits?
Yeah, no, there are definitely traders here. This place is a real hub of people coming here with food and water and the vitals of life, and going away with spare parts for spaceships, not spare ship parts, and raw materials as well, stripped down from those parts that can't be sold. Also, there's a sort of thriving marketplace of exotic items that may have been found in the ash belt. The ash belt, of course, is the planet Odegon. Was
what's left of
planet
it.
Odegon. But also, this was the site of the biggest spaceship battle in all of history at the end of the Portal Wars.
What do we know about the Vesti humanites? What's their humanite, modification or evolution?
Oh, what's their humanite modification? Damn, I should have stayed in that table of humanites I had, because I don't think it says in the text here. Give me a moment. Vesti humanites. Where's that news item I just read?
And seeing that all the humanites have now just been made into slaves, they might not be best pleased with outsiders.
The Vesti are androgynous warriors who deserted the fleets of the First Horizon and settled on the Coburn station in Odegon, so the portal station there, and later also in Tarazug. Can I get you to make a culture roll, somebody?
I can get a culture roll. Havima, you're pretty cultured.
I am somewhat cultured, yes.
You can have a dice of help from me, whoever's rolling.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
And another one for me if you're going to roll it, Havima.
All right. Zaki, you no culture? You're uncultured
No culture.
swine. 2 successes.
2 successes. You don't really understand how they do it, but apparently they can broadcast and receive radio waves.
From their physiology.
Humans that are walking radios. Wow. That's bonkers.
Do they have a favoured? Oh, I guess do they have a favoured icon?
Favorite icon. Oh, now you're really pushing your luck here.
No, I'm not pushing my luck. I'm pushing my GM.
I thought you said, do they have a favourite?
Yeah, no.
Radio
so you're
station?
pushing your luck, Dave.
Yeah, they listen to Virgin Chilled the whole time.
Have we got more on the Vesti here anywhere? I can't remember reading anything about. I can't. Let me have a quick look. No. I think they I think they worship all 9 icons.
Okay, nothing in particular. Have they had a history with Nazareem sacrifice? Do we know? What was their role in the Portal War?
Well, they left the First Horizon, so I imagine they're not big fans
Deserted. Yeah.
of either the either the Zenithians or the old Al-Ada, or indeed the Nazareem sacrifice.
Okay.
So, you docking?
You probably should.
I guess, yeah, we hail and request permission to dock, I guess.
Okay. It is granted. Go on, I'm just going to make you make a piloting roll. It's quite crowded. So you've got to squeeze in. Your ship's quite small, but you've got to squeeze in between a couple of larger trader ships.
Are you helping me on the, Are you helping me on the stick, Tone?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Okay, I got 4 successes.
Excellent. You you do a kind of handbrake turn and screech up to one of these docks, and then gently dock with the docking ring, and you are free to enter. When you open the airlock at the docking port, you're immediately assailed by the sights and sounds of a busy, vibrant market. Let me give a bit of description. I'm sure I've got one. So this, come here. This bit of the ship wasn't on the original bulk hauler. It appears to be a long beam from the center of a battleship. All around here, there are visiting ships kind of making bubbles out of it. But there is a single central corridor that they all feed into, which is crowded with kawa trolleys and peddlers' rugs, where a wide variety of food, drink, and basic necessities may be purchased 24 hours a day, or all the shifts of a day, shall we say.
Before we venture out, can I just have a little conference with the crew and the passengers? Because I'm assuming in our journey we've all shared, some of our purpose for being here. So we're all looking for this weapon. What do we know? I mean, this thing is 1 kilometer long, nearly, and it's probably got tens of thousands of people on board. How do we narrow down our search? What do we need to be looking for, do we think?
So we'd heard that some workers here had found this thing, didn't we? But do we know anything more than that? Because that's a bit about
vague.
Who found it, or about what it's like. How will we recognise it when we see it?
Do we even know what it is?
No. You don't know what it is. Zaki and Ghazi don't know what it is, and Havima doesn't know what it is. Havima, it came through the Jangir, your discussion of Jangir blades. So you might be thinking it's actually a small handheld weapon. But no, you only know that a weapon has been found.
Can we have a culture discussion, roll, to learn to uncover more?
Okay, you can give it a go.
I will. We find the nearest watering hole, and I can ply my trade as a courtesan, and let's see if we can loose some lips and sink some ships.
Before we go out, I'm going to pray again. And
Okay.
I'm gonna pray this time to the dancer. Just so you're aware, Matthew.
Okay, you're praying to the dancer,
Yeah.
otherwise known as the beast. I'm just always like to fill in a little bit of the alternative names for the icons. That's all.
Known to some, the darker shades of the dancer.
Dave's other character.
Who's that character has turned away from the beast actually.
Ah.
Not that we've played him for a long time, but
Yeah, no, he got well fed up with the beast. Was it on the planet? Was it in the Song to the Siren?
He was beginning to lose his
Before
dedication to the beast. Yeah. Although he thinks that it was the hand of the beast that saved his life that occasion where he had his shot in the head. But but yes, I think, and then reaffirmed on the planet of the Siren for sure.
I'm going to pray. I'm going to the chapel as well and pray to the merchant.
I think I'm going to stick with the prayer that I have, which was to the dancer.
Same also.
So we're all praying to the beast then, are we?
Are we all actually Nazareem sacrifice agents?
Except for Yaqub. Who's the only
Sure.
guys? It's like that Far Side cartoon where you've got all the wolves dressed in sheep's costumes and they're all taking their heads off saying, is anybody here a sheep?
Pardon me.
I'm praying for the messenger, the same as the before. When they said they found it, were they digging somewhere, or they found it in an empty space?
Apparently, they found it in the ash belt, which is, as I keep saying, the remains of the planet Oedicon.
So you also, is there kind of a marker
it's
here
in
where,
space.
where artifacts that are found in the ash belt are generally sold?
Yes, there is. Well, I mean, there's a market here. There's a market right outside the spaceport. There's also the trade district, which I believe I can point out where H3 down
Souk
here,
of
the
the
Souk of the
Founders.
Founders.
Okay. Yes, Havima is happy to head out and ply his trade as a courtesan. Grease some palms and loose some lips, as I said before.
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay. Are you all heading out or just Havima?
Well, I'll go with Havima, I think.
I'll go as well. Maybe not with Havima, but in that leave
Well,
Havima to do his job.
As you leave the airlock, you find that there is a group of security here is provided by the Night Hands, and they are waiting for you and all the passengers as you leave, and they welcome you to Masahir Station. But you notice they are all well armed. They've got exo suits, which are fur lined, and they are very much of the Free League, or the Free League sub-faction called the Night Hands, who, if you recall, were now providing a bunch of the criminal protection back on Kua.
On Coriolis, yeah.
On Coriolis, yeah. And they welcome you. They say, I've just lost a bit where they say what they're saying. Here we go. Oh right, yeah. So they kind of lead you through the around all the rugs and stuff as a whole group, and they're talking at you. They're not really listening to you, Havima. So they say, "Is this your first time on the ship?" And they kind of don't wait for an answer. They kind of say, "You must remember, you're very welcome as long as you respect the Odak Valley."
The Odak Valley.
The Odak Valley, ODAC-WALI.
And what exactly is that?
It's the law of the station.
Okay.
It's very simple to remember it. You must be hospitable to those who honor the Odak Valley. You never investigate or question someone's past. You never negotiate unarmed. You assist those in need of aid. In a conflict, you accept the will of fate. You never break a contract honoring the Odak Valley. And you show no mercy to those who dishonor the Odak Valley. And he shouts this at you as he leads you through the thing. Now, if you represent the Zenithians or the Consortium or the Hegemony, join that queue there. The rest of you follow me through this blue channel.
Okay. I think we've got to... we're not here representing the Esteban, so I'm going to follow him through the channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Make a manipulation roll, somebody.
Havima.
Okay.
Can I, while check the names of the Nazareem sacrifices in the logs,
Check the
entry
name of the
logs?
Nazarene sacrifice. You mean, if you represent the Nazarene sacrifice, go through the...
Go through the guillotine over there.
I declare my loyalty to the beast, the one and only icon. There doesn't... So when you say the log, what do you mean about checking the names?
The entry logs, the passenger's name, they declare the names when they enter the station, or no?
Yeah, you'll need to do a data gin roll there. And so you're looking to get into the station systems, to see whether there are any known Nazareem sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's 1 minute past 10. So that can be the first action that we make in the next session, which will be next week.
Cool.
Okay.
Shall I
Sorry for interrupting
tell
the
you what
manipulation
the
roll.
result of my manipulations?
And that can be the second action that we do next week.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take a picture of it now. And,
All right. What did you roll? What did you roll then? Let's have a quick.
I mean, it was 3. It was a critical success.
It was a critical success.
For like the 2 or 3 rolls that I've done in this one session, which is the first time I've played a game in a good while, I've rolled really well, and I'm very happy.
Okay.
So am I.
So you gather your fellow crewmates around you and say, "Oh, we must head over here. We are loyal to the Free League." You say, "We are just free traders trying to." You make a lie up basically and whisk everybody through the green channel.
Nothing to declare.
And that is where we will then wait until next week for Zaki to see how easy the systems here are to hack. And we're going to say goodbye to any viewers that stayed the course, of
Thank
which
you
I
for
think
watching, folks.
that'll be Thomas and John. So thank you both.
Cheers, guys.
And see you next time.
Yeah.
And we'll
Thank
see
you.
you next time.